What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan and I'm a first year medical student in the state of New Jersey. So right now it is Wednesday and it's our second week of pulmonology. We actually only have 3 weeks of it, so we're about halfway done, which is kind of wild. Monday we learned about different pulmonary function tests, and then yesterday we learned about control of breathing and obstructive lung diseases like emphysema, asthma, COPD. It's nice to be getting into the actual diseases of the lungs because it makes the normal physiology make a little bit more sense. And it's just reinforcing a lot of the principles that we learned last week. This week has already been super exciting in terms of extracurriculars. So Monday we had the second meeting of our wine club, which is actually taught by our dean. So the first meeting was about a month ago. We just went over a bunch of basics of wine. And then Monday we focused in on France. So going forward, every one of our meetings is going to be focusing on a different country. So we started with France because it's one of the oldest and most famous wine countries in the world. So we had sort of a little history lesson of how France sort of categorizes their wines. Different countries have different ways of making and naming wine. France usually goes by the region, whereas in the US we go by the specific type of grape. But anyways, it was a really great session. We tasted one red and one white, and we all learned a lot. I'm really liking this course. It's just really relaxing. A lot of my classmates do it. We have like 20 or 30 people who go every time. So it's really cool to learn something other than science from our dean. So that was Monday, and then Tuesday after class, me and I think it was like 10 other classmates went and shadowed a pediatric orthopedic surgery practice. So it was set up by one of my classmates who knows one of the doctors. The doctor was super nice. He was like, yep, bring up to 15 people, come at lunch, we'll order pizza, talk about what pediatric orthopedic surgery is, and then see some patients. So that's what we did. Like I said, it was about 10 of us. We went right after class during lunch and just talked to the doctor for about an hour, and then we went in like 1 or 2 at a time with 2 of the doctors and a PA just to shadow. Pediatric orthopedic surgery is really cool in the fact that you're still sort of a generalist. With adult orthopedics, usually people will subspecialize and, just focused on the hand or the elbow, shoulder, knee. It's very rare to see someone from head to toe, but with pediatrics, you do that. You'll have someone come in with an ankle injury, then a thumb injury. Sometimes you'll see scoliosis. That's another big part of pediatrics is you deal with a lot of congenital stuff. This was just a private practice, so most of what they said was sports injuries. They did see some sort of simpler congenital stuff like scoliosis and maybe some hip issues, but for the really big congenital disorders, those more go to big academic centers like children's hospitals, that kind of stuff. So the doctor was saying if you really like that, then you can go and work there, but if you just want to deal with more of the sports injuries in kids, then you can just open a private practice or work for a community hospital. I really liked pediatric orthopedics. I love the variety and how you can see so many different things in the day. The patient population is really nice too. It's great being able to interact with kids. It's usually a little bit more lighthearted than adult patients. So after that experience, it's definitely a subspecialty that I'm considering. So that was Tuesday, and then today, Wednesday, we just had like one online session. Wasn't really that bad. So since it was a really nice day, me and a bunch of classmates went on a hike. It was about a 2-mile hike, and then we went to a lake, hung out there, swam a little bit, and then it was another 2-mile hike back. So it was another big group of us, almost like 20 people. So really nice to get out and enjoy the weather. It's finally starting to warm up here in Jersey. So we wanted to take advantage of that while it was sort of a lighter school day. What's up everyone? It has been a while since I last checked in. It's been a very busy week. So it is actually Monday night and me and Mackenzie just got back from Maryland. We went to go visit my family because it's Memorial Day weekend, so we had an extra day off. In terms of the rest of the week for classes, it really wasn't too bad. We had a team-based learning session Thursday morning that went surprisingly well. Then we had a lecture about cystic fibrosis, and then Friday all we had was one lecture on drugs for lung diseases. So then right after class, me and Mackenzie went home to Maryland. So Friday night just had dinner and then studied a little bit just because we couldn't really do much on our drive. Saturday morning got up, studied a little, and then we went to Old Town Alexandria, which is where my dad's business is. It's a barber shop and hair salon. Me and Mackenzie both got our hair done, which was much needed for both of us, especially with summer starting. And then we spent the rest of the day down there. It was a really nice day and it's right on the water, so we just kind of walked around, walked into different stores, and then went to dinner, which was amazing. It's a place that's been there for a few years, but I've never really been, so I'm really glad I got to try it. It's like a Spanish and Mediterranean tapas place, and it was phenomenal. It was a pretty early dinner, so we got home and could study a little bit more. And then Sunday morning, we got up, went to a coffee shop in Annapolis to study for a while. And then we got lunch at sort of a new place that I've been wanting to try near the area. And then pretty much the rest of the day just studied. And then today, Monday, we had sort of a family brunch. My brother and his girlfriend came over. Really nice to have most of the family together because I really just don't get to see them often since I go to school in a different state. And then after that, studied a little bit and headed home. So all in all, this has been a very exciting, fun week of medical school. Definitely needed after our exam that was last week. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a relaxing weekend. I mean, it was really nice to see my family and everything, but we were pretty much either studying or out doing something, which is fine. I think you need to have a really good balance of sort of sitting back and relaxing and going out and doing fun things. Typically during my longer breaks, I usually opt for just relaxing, but some of my classmates do a lot of traveling, go to different countries, so it's really just a personal preference and what you need to prevent getting burnt out. And you know, it's really important to have that balance in medical school. There's always gonna be another test. You can always study more, but you have to develop the skill of learning when to put the books down, because if you don't, you're gonna get burnt out and then you're just not gonna be able to study at all. Alright, well that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like below and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.